Alrighty, so we're doing something a little bit different today. I wanted to cover the EZA details over the 8th anniversary Spirit Bomb duos. They just came out very recently, so I figured might as well take a look at them. This is my first time covering this game in any sort of fashion. I know channel's covering a gotcha game, so channel's really fallen off, huh? But I expect these characters to be a pretty elite duo, and I play this game here and there. I do keep up with it a fair bit, at least news-wise. If I'm not playing it, I'm at least watching it. So we'll go ahead, dive in, see how they're looking. Starting off with the Super Saiyan duo. They still lead Power Wishes or Final Trump card, 3 key, 170 to stats, and then additional 1 key and 30% to stats for Connected Hope or Majin Buu Saga. They typically do not change any leader skills for this type of stuff, but always worth taking a look at. And we'll go ahead and look at the super attack effects. So on the 18 key, they're massively raising defense. They're stacking by 100% defense, and now they're greatly raising attack for 1 turn and causing mega colossal damage to enemies. So I mean, this is already looking crazy for Festival of Battles, and really just any fight. I mean, 100% defense stack is really crazy. That's gonna be nuts. And then we'll look at their 12 key. So on their 12 key, they're also massively raising defense, and then raises attack for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy. So yeah, I can only imagine how this is going to look in Festival of Battles. If you have not done Festival of Battles, now's definitely the time. Well, when they come out. And then, alright, now we can get into the details. So, basic effects, 300% attack and defense, guard. That's very nice. They just have permanent guard, no restriction. When HP is 50% or more, pretty free. It's not too often that you go under 50%, so they get 100% attack and defense in that case. As the first attacker in turn, they get an additional 1 key per key spirit attained. And then, 1 time only, they have 50% damage reduction. So I guess you kind of use that as like a backup card, but they also have a high chance to dodge now temporarily after receiving a super attack, or well, it's when receiving a super attack. So I guess they've kind of got a backup plan if they do happen to get supered. That's nice. Wish it was high chance to dodge all the time, but that's alright. Normal should not be a problem for this unit, especially when you get even like to their 2nd turn. Then as a 2nd or 3rd attacker in a turn, they receive an additional 2 key per key spirit attained, and 1 time only 60% damage reduction. Alright, so you can kind of hold on to that too if need be. When receiving an attack, they have 1 time only 50% defense permanently. That's interesting. I don't think we've ever really seen this too much. But alright, that's new. Okay. When attacking with 12 or more key, they get 150% attack, and again, they're massively stacking on defense. Then when attacking with 18 or more key, they get a guaranteed additional super. That's nice. More attacks, or not attack, or defense stacks. Then when attacking with 24 key, they get another guaranteed additional super, and then 1 time only, they get another additional super. So their first time, they could be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 supers with the hidden potential system. Yeah, they're going to stack like insanity. Festival does not stand a chance anymore, that is for sure. And for every super attack performed, they get 2 key and 20% crit up to 100%. Wait, so they're just permanently stacking key, so they're just going to be eventually all the time at 24 key. Yeah, that's very good. I really wonder how well they're going to be able to stack in Festival. Like, they should be no problem at all, because they're not really building up attack too much, so that gives them plenty of time to stack up their defense, no problem, and not exactly wipe out all the weaker enemies. And for regular fights, this is still also going to be insane. I mean, they're getting like potentially 500% defense from their supers on their first turn. That's insane. And then they have also the 1-time damage reduction too with guard, so I don't know how these guys are going to be power creeped. So I think that's all of that right there. Right now we just need to go into their standby. So when the finish effect is not activated, unable to attack, of course, 500% defense for 4 turns from the character's entry turn. He's guarding, randomly changes key spears over to of a certain type to rainbow key spears. Nice. Would be nice if that was in the base kit, but this is still nice for a little bit at least. Starting from the 5th turn from the character's injury turn, he changes all to physical and rainbow. And for every key spirit obtained, he gets 11% damage reduction up to 100%. 7 or more key spirits obtained, 77% attack permanently and performs a crit. Then when the finish effect is activated, 888% attack. Yeah, that's a lot. This thing is going to absolutely nuke. You're going to have no problems with defense. Getting key spirits is going to be no problem. And I'm pretty sure that for this standby, the attack power is based on how many key spears you get. So having this one time all to physical and rainbow is going to help out a lot with getting even more key spears to just make this thing absolutely nuke. It might one-shot Gogeta or Vegeta in the final phases of Festival, especially if you have any other sort of support like AGL Gogeta's active up. So this is going to hit very hard. This is only the Buu Saga duo. I'm really curious how the GT duo is going to do. So I believe that's all of their stuff, right? Yeah, okay. So that's the Buu Saga duo out of the way. Now let's go ahead and look at the GT duo. Then I think that's it, right? Yeah, okay. So just quickly looking back at their leader skills, Power Wishes or Battle of Fate, 3 key, 170 to stats. Sorry, I tend to trip over my words sometimes. You just gotta deal with it. 1 key, 30% to stats, Final Trump Card or Shadow Dragon. Yep, that seems pretty normal. So, and then we're going to look at, yeah, making sure I did not close the other tabs because I do not have a Twitter account actually. So I'm kind of just, I managed to scrap these up. So, wait, supers. We need to look at the super attacks first. Let's see, we got that. And then, wait, is that it? Does it only show one page? Oh, no, wait, what? Okay, it does not really state. Why does it not show the... Okay, well, it does not show the Ultra Super Attack. I think I can still read it, though. But 12 key greatly raises attack, so he's getting a 50% attack stack, and then greatly raises defense for 1 turn. And then on the Ultra Super Attack, raises attack by 70%, and then greatly raises defense for 4 turns, and probably causes Mega Colossal damage to enemy. Alright, so 70% attack stack followed by a 50% attack stack. This might be kind of hard to get going in Festival because you're just going to be eliminating any enemy, especially when you have the Int Super Saiyan 4s on. Yeah, Festival is going to become a joke. What is this? Oh, this is it. Yeah, I don't know why it's on its own separate page. Yeah, 70% attack stack, 50% defense for 4 turns. That defense does help for 4 turns. Sorry, I was running out of breath right there. But the GT duo is basically going to be a little bit weaker defensively than the Buu Saga duo, but the Buu Saga duo is going to be weaker when it comes to offense. Now, defense is typically king, but hey, we'll see how the rest of this kit looks. It still could be very well nasty. But these attack stacks, they're going to hit hard. That is for sure. So looking at the base details now, 300% attack and defense, permanent guard, that's also very good. 100% attack and defense when HP is 50% or more. That's very easy to have up. As the first attack on turn, additional 1 key per key spear obtained, and then one time only 30% damage reduction and crit. Okay, so they're getting a little bit less, but they do get some crit. However, I don't think they build up crit in their attacks. And then as the second or third attack on return, they get an additional 2 key per key spear obtained, as well as 40% damage reduction and chance to crit for 1 turn. And then high chance of damage reduction 30% up temporarily when receiving a super attack. Okay, now they do build up damage reduction in their supers, I believe, so this should add on to it and be very helpful. When receiving an attack, 1 time only, 50% defense permanently. I think this is multiplicative. I could be wrong on that, but if it is multiplicative, this 50% is a lot more than what you would think. Then when attacking with 12 or more key, they get 150% attack. Alright, same deal. And then again, 18 or more key, guaranteed additional super, 24 key, guaranteed additional super, and 1 time only, again, guaranteed additional super. Oh, they're just gonna nuke. That is, oh gosh, I need to see these attack stats. I can't wait to, I'm probably taking them into like Festival of Battles first thing. 1 HP, oh wait, nope, I just need to go all the way down here. For every super attack performed, they get 2 key and 10% damage reduction and chance to crit up to 50%. So it still is 50%, but I believe that they added the crit. Let me make sure, because like I don't think I can probably just look up Goku Vegeta. That'll bring them up, right? Yeah, right here. Yeah, so before they only had the damage reduction, they did not get the crit, so that crit addition is very nice. And then let's see here. So I believe that's it for here. Yes, so pretty similar build to the Spirit Bomb duo from the Buu Saga. So now just need to look at the standby or whatever you would, yeah, it's called a standby in this case. Okay. Is there any super attacks for, okay. Again, it does not. Okay, there's the 18 key. A little confused how Twitter works. Okay, massively raises attack for 1 turn, greatly raises defense for 4 turns, and causes mega colossal damage to enemy. Raises super class allies attack by 40% for 4 turns. Okay, that's really nice. 4 turns. So if you float them, that attack support is going to last the entire rotation until they get back. So that's very nice. Obviously, attack support is not as important as defense support, but this is still very nice. It's going to come in handy. Oh, and that's going to affect Festival of Battles even more. I mean, that's going to be crazy. And then their 12 key massively raises attack for 1 turn, greatly raises defense for 4 turns. Again, 4 turn defense. That's also, again, very handy. They need whatever help they can get defensively. So, and then causes colossal damage to enemy. All right, nice. I like it. It looks good. And then now we can look at their basic effects, right? Yeah, okay. Open this up in a new image. 300% attack, all allies, 11 key, and 110% attack. Oh man, I know I keep talking about Festival, but when you get to crazy stackers like this, Festival is the prime area. And I know a lot of people do not really care for Festival. I think these guys and the Int Super Saiyan 4s are just going to make Festival more fun because it's not really going to get challenging near the end. It is still going to be like a time sink, you know, maybe an hour or 2. I mean, with how these guys are going to be, it's probably going to be 1 to 2 hours at this point instead of the usual 3 hours roughly. Because the worst part about Festival is failing when you're very deep in, but that's not going to really happen with these boys around. So attacks are effective against all types. Okay, that's a nice little bonus. Launches a guaranteed additional super. That's very nice. We love a guaranteed additionals instead of just 70% or 50%, whatever. 1 HP is 50% or more, 150% defense. Okay, nice, easy. When the character or an ally attacking the same turn is KO'd, revives, of course. Then when attacking, 50% attack, and then when the finish effect is activated, 100% attack. And I believe the stacks from the base form contribute to the standby finish effect. So yep, there's gonna be some nuking going on. Yeah, these guys definitely already look very elite. I feel like the Buu Saga duo is probably better because like these guys, they're just going to be so crazy defensively, and defensive units tend to just age out a little bit better than the offensive focused ones. That being said, these guys still look pretty good defensively because they're going to be building up to 50% damage reduction. They'll have guard, they'll have additional damage reduction when receiving a super, and they still are getting pretty good defense on their super attacks, right? Yeah, 50% for 1 turn. Oh, gosh, it's on that second page. Why is that? Yeah, 50% defense for 4 turns. So I'm not too worried about the GT duo when it comes to defense. So we'll just have to wait for them to come out, see how their stats are in game. There's probably going to be some funny stuff going on. That is for sure. Anyway, that was my first video of doing a Dokkan Battle video. Just thought I'd give it a shot, see how it goes. Anyway, let me know what you think of the EZA details for these characters, and I'll see you guys in whatever I do next.